Welcome back, 5:43 your time, and it's that time again, another edition of Table Talk, where we hit the road and visit all 12 counties we serve here in the Coastal Bend. And this time we're off to Bede County. Now, the conversation turned from jobs in the area to something many of us know about and we know all too well, the loss of a loved one. This morning, we take you to the tiny town of Skidmore to find out what's on the table. Right off Highway 181 in Skidmore, across the street from the home of the Bobcats and the Lady Cats, there's Taqueria Vallarta. Another order up as the breakfast crowd has slowly come and gone, and that makes for some candid conversations.
It was a good small town to grow up in.
Ty Huser has lived in Skidmore for most of his young life, graduating from the Skidmore Tynan ISD just a few years back. These days, he's not just the assistant fire chief, he also owns his own construction business, remodeling homes.
It's always been a hobby of mine to work with wood and carpentry and different things like that.
The pandemic proving to boost business for him about 20 to 30%.
It's probably better now than it was without the virus.
And why is that?
More people staying at home and seeing things that are wrong with their homes and wanting to get them fixed.
He's grateful for work, especially with the U.S. Census Bureau reporting nearly 1 in every 4 people in Bede County living at or below the poverty level.
It makes me feel fortunate that I'm able to do things and all, but you know, on the flip side of it, I try to help others out.
And while Ty is essentially just starting out, James Stark is what you might call scaling back. These days, the 68-year-old retiree works part-time baling hay.
How is hay baling these days?
It's all right. It's not real profitable.
A native of 3 Rivers, one of 9 kids, and father of 2 boys, ages 29 and 32. The oldest lives in Beeville, married with 2 young boys of his own. The youngest spends his days working as an environmental engineer.
Sounds like you raised two good kids.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How'd you do that?
A lot of hard work.
It may have been a lot of hard work, but he certainly had a lot of help. James would meet his wife Monica at the Texas Grand, a popular dance hall in Beeville.
Who was the better dancer, you or your wife?
We were both pretty good in our younger days.
That was back in 1984, and little did James know that 9 months later, he and Monica would tie the knot.
Did you know right away that this was the woman you were going to marry?
Not right off the bat, but it didn't take long. I really had no intentions of really ever getting married.
The two worked hard to keep the family going. James out in the oil fields, and Monica as a nurse.
Couldn't ask for more, it sounds like.
No. Wouldn't change it.
And wouldn't change all those trips out to Lake Corpus Christi, or as some call it, Lake Mathis, to enjoy some peace and quiet.
But she loved going to the lake, just driving around looking at the wildlife and stuff like that.
And so you...
That's actually the last place we went before she passed away. Was there, yeah. The day before she passed away, actually. Yeah.
Her death 3 years ago, leaving James devastated.
Is it still painful today?
Yeah, it's still, I don't guess the pain never goes away, really. It's just part of being alive. Just, you can't change that. Everybody's going to lose.
How different would your life be today if your wife was still with us?
Oh, it'd be totally different. Be back the way it should be, so to speak, you know. Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to Bede County?
I think they'll be all right. I mean,
what's going to happen with you?
I just keep doing what I'm doing until I get too old to do it. But
Mr. Stark, we appreciate you talking with us. So where will we be headed next? 4 more counties to go. You can always find me on social media, literally, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course you can always send me an email, paul.mueller@christv.com. Look forward to sitting down at the table to talk. We're looking forward to our next road trip.